The number one pro about living in Bellingham, Washington is the absolutely amazing summers. It's just after 4 a.m. here on Bellingham Bay on June 9th, and it is a beautiful 72 degrees. And because Bellingham is on the 48th parallel so far north, you can see here in the northeast sky, the sun is just starting to come up. And 16 hours later, it's a little after 9 p.m. and the sun is setting here in the northwest sky. And with our average summer temperatures here in Bellingham, Washington being in the low to mid 70s, on nice sunny days like this, you can find a lot of people at the numerous parks, such as Marine Park, enjoying the sunshine and the water sports. And our comfort index for the summertime here in Bellingham, Washington is 9.1 out of 10. So it's one of the best places around if you want to enjoy our summer. And pro number two about living in Bellingham, Washington is the proximity to Vancouver, British Columbia. We are an hour and a half north of Bellingham, right along the seawall here in beautiful English Bay, and West End right behind me there, which is just a few minutes walk from downtown Vancouver. And Stanley Park's about a 5-minute walk away. If you are looking for amazing nightlife, shopping, and restaurants, then take a weekend, come up here to Vancouver, British Columbia. And an hour and 45 minutes south of Bellingham, we have downtown Seattle. We're right here on the waterfront. We have Miner's Landing, as well as the famous Ferris wheel. Lots of great shopping. One of my favorite restaurants, the Crab Pot. And we got the Seattle Mariners and the Seattle Seahawks Stadium, as well as the skyscrapers of downtown Seattle. And just a few blocks over, we have the world famous Pike's Place Market. So you are definitely going to want to check out Seattle many times over if you are living in Bellingham, Washington. And the number three pro about living in Bellingham, Washington is the community-focused culture. So you can join or volunteer for many organizations. You can see I'm at the Community Boating Center here on beautiful Bellingham Bay, where people are doing learn to sail programs. You can also rent kayaks, sailboats, dinghies, rowboats, paddleboards, kayaks. Just a great opportunity here. There is also the Opportunity Council, where their main focus is helping homeless people transition off the street by providing meals and shelter, as well as great programs to help them learn new job skills. And my favorite is Sustainable Connections, where they have a philosophy of regenerative economies, where people have access to local fresh foods, affordable housing, as well as jobs where they can actually make a living doing things that they absolutely love, all with a minimal impact on the environment. And the number one con about living in Bellingham, Washington is the reputation for short, dark, and rainy winter days. And while it is true that in the shortest day of the year, we only get 8 hours of sunlight versus 16 hours of darkness, I wanted to also compare the national averages for rainfall and cloudy days compared to the rest of the nation. Bellingham comes in at approximately 39 inches of rain per year versus a national average of 38. In cloudy days, Bellingham averages 206 days of clouds versus the national average of 160 days of clouds. And with our average temperatures in the winter in the high 30s to low 40s, and snowfall being only 9 inches here in Bellingham versus a national average of 28 inches, when it does snow here, it usually melts off pretty quick. And for the wintertime comfort index of Bellingham comes in at 5.3 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best. And the number two con about living here in Bellingham, Washington is the lack of affordable homes. And this is a good example with a townhome coming in at a price tag of $1.5 million. And with median home prices here in Bellingham pushing $800,000, it makes it very difficult for people with the average incomes here in Bellingham to afford to buy a house. So if you are planning on moving to the Bellingham, Washington area, be sure to bring some deep pockets. And to help combat this affordability crisis here in the Bellingham, Washington area, you can see behind me here some new construction townhomes, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. They do not have a garage though, but they're going to come in well below the median sale price here in Bellingham, Washington. For brand new construction, most people are going to love these, so it's going to give you some great options in that lower end price range. And the number three con about living in Bellingham, Washington is homelessness. Now, in the last 24 years that I've lived here, I've definitely seen it increase the number of homeless people walking around the downtown core area, around Holly and Railroad, asking for change as such, as well as a couple of massive tent cities tucked in behind the Home Depot on Telegraph Road, as well as behind the Jack in the Box on Bakerview. They're pretty hard to see unless you're looking for them, but they are definitely nothing compared to the problems that they have down in Portland or Seattle or Vancouver, BC for that matter. And Bellingham is offering some great resources, such as the new massive Lighthouse Mission building that's being built here downtown, as well as the Opportunity Council. They offer food and shelter, as well as some great resources to help those looking at getting off the streets. So I would definitely not rule out Bellingham just because of the homelessness problem.